Hey guys. So I just tried making a video on Microsoft Clipchamp, but I think my PC runs too slow. So this is actually off of the camera app, and it runs so much smoother. I don't understand the software thing. I don't know why Microsoft likes to add a lot of program or background uh, RAM usage. And whenever I use Microsoft Edge, whenever that opens up, it slows my computer way the hell down. But the camera app seems to work really well. I don't actually lag, and I can talk smoothly. And it's nicer, and it's a basic app. Anyway, um, I kind of just wanted to hang out today, make a quick video, probably hopefully around 10 minutes long. But I decided to kind of pull the trigger on ordering some computer parts to hopefully make my own. And I'm gonna, of course, have some friends help me out since it's my first time ever building one. I know I'll probably end up talking to my friend Nate or my dad about it. I'm not sure. As long as it gets built, that's what matters. But anyway, so there was a few theology, well, not really theology. There were some comments kind of left behind on my third parter, um, talking about how the Bible is used as a slavery handbook, and I'm sorry, it wasn't. It's not a slavery handbook. To me, the way in the context of society, those things were addressed when God was directly dealing with humans back then. And even in Jesus's time, there were servants who were in debt to landowners, and uh, they were commanded by Jesus to take care of them. And if anyone were to escape, you punish them, but you don't beat them into their inch of their life. How American slavery was, it operated on a different system. It The only similar thing were that they had value to them, and they were bought and sold. But from my own history research, and I used to be really big into history back in high school, uh, to me, what I found was that a lot of those times where they were captured by other people, slavers, because that was an occupation back then, and they were sold into slavery. Or it was a prison sentence that you yourself had committed a crime of that magnitude where they needed to punish you. And I know that's how our society in America does not work anymore, but people forget a lot of the time that even on the webcam I'm using, or this microphone, or this cell phone, it's all built by slaves. We dominate the labor industry by sending labor overseas and paying them 10 cents a day. Some might call that not slavery, but I sure as hell do, because 10 cents a day does not provide anything except for you staying in poverty. And they have every right to go on strike if they decide to one day just book it out of there, and we quit getting imports of electronics and stuff like that. Fine with me, because they're realizing they deserve a better life, which they do. And so it's, regardless of any point of history, of course we would look back and say, oh, I know better. I wouldn't allow that to happen. Well, we all still let it happen. Got Nike, Shein, Balenciaga, I think it's called. And a lot of these fashion designer brands definitely use slave trade to get their stuff made. I don't like it. I never did like it. All these products deserve to be burned. A lot of my name brand stuff are hand-me-downs from the DAV or Goodwill or a secondhand thrift store. So it's sad to see that we kind of try to challenge a 2,000-year-old book that with stuff that is still happening today, and we've done it to ourselves. I don't know why people as humans think we have better standards than an omniscient God that we can't even comprehend. I mean, deep down, we try to comprehend it in our own terms and our own languages, and that's why the Bible is retranslated so many times, from Aramaic and Hebrew to English to Old Gothic English and Russian, a lot of these other languages, Latin, and I'm sure a bunch of dead languages too. At some point, they're going to be translated in almost every English or every speaking language. They'll at some point be translated into that language. So, it's inherent to know to get your sources from the Aramaic language, and as long as you know the basic terms, you should be able to figure out and find a solid theology to stand on. And it's a shame that a lot of people nowadays just don't want to sit down, take a look at it, go to classes, invest some time into it, then make a decision, because that's all it is at the end of the day. It's a decision on what you want to do with your beliefs. It's the good thing about being American. We can decide what we want to do, and I decide that I want to advocate for the Bible, even though I don't have to. It preserves itself through textual translations and other means. I have a good feeling that the King James Version is very oppressive in the terms of using aggressive language to get points across. And that's why you see a whole bunch of older churches dying nowadays. So it's, to me, it's sad that we see the mainline church now no longer following the Bible. We have different denominations, even my own. I claim to be a Southern Baptist, but I'm mainly non-denominational. And the only reason why I say the Baptist part is because my pastor is Baptist, and so it's a Baptist background on his teaching. And to me, that's what I grew up with, even though it was a lot more strict. I grew up in Louisiana, where some of the strictest places were, like, your Sunday best was very important. I remember one time waking up late, and I had a hard time finding my belt and my shoes, and we were rushing out the door, and I was wearing some fancy black shoes. They were shiny. I remember them being shiny. And then I was rushing, putting on my belt when we got to church. I remember one of the congregates teasing me about it. But past that, I really don't remember much. I just remember not liking church because they were strict and mean. And I think that's where a lot of churches fail nowadays. They don't really connect with any of the younger crowds, and I feel thankful to God that I've been placed in a church that does connect with the younger crowds. And hopefully soon I'll be actually doing a Bible study with one of my wife's friend's fiance. That's how I will refer to him as John. I don't know if he wants to be mentioned or not, but he is in the military and he does like his privacy, so I'm going to respect that and just call him John. But John's a good friend. He plays RuneScape with me, and he has helped me out on a lot of different stuff. And he's a pretty cool guy. He is he's been sober for a while now, more than a couple years. I think 4 or 5 years now. But he's helping me with that if I need it. I've been doing pretty good so far, reading the AA Big Book. So trying to follow the 12 steps and working on this and working on that, and trying to be better to my people in my life, and be more humble instead of challenging, being aggressive with other people. And what's funny is that he actually never used cocaine, never did it in his life, but he was living in an Oxford home during his recovery, and one of his friends needed a support member, and so he volunteered to go to that particular AA meeting. I'm sorry, it wasn't AA meeting, it was a CA meeting, since it was Cocaine Anonymous. And he said it was probably the most energetic crowd. They were extremely nice, helpful, gave him tips, did this for him, did that for him, and he even suggested that I go to one of those meetings, and I'm probably not, because I've never done cocaine in my life, nor do I plan to. But anyway, back to what I was saying. He and I have been talking about doing a Bible study at some point, and I have a few different ideas. I think I'm gonna probably do like biblical manhood, or even just kind of going through the books with him to see what he wants to do, or what he wants to learn. And he's pretty knowledgeable about the Bible in the first place. From what I've been told, he's someone that memorizes a lot of text, and he's very good at it, especially with his job. I think he does it on the side for different people, where he writes stuff or writes articles, and he can write read an article and then write something on it. Anyways, I hope you like the mic. It's new stuff. I am recording on a Nexa Pro webcam with a built-in Ring camera now. I think it's pretty fancy. This is a Fifine microphone with the adjustable arm. But these are going to be additions that I'm going to be adding to that computer in October. I'm looking forward to building it. I'm looking forward to being able to actually run everything in 4K if I want to, without it lagging. I can't wait to start editing videos. I'm in the process of right now just learning that stuff, because I really want to get into this. I think it's like a huge entree that looks very appetizing, and you just want to dive in. And yeah, I love food, by the way. I used to be in culinary arts school, if I haven't told anyone on this platform yet. But yeah, it's all exciting. I think during this time where I'm not uploading as much, I'll probably just be doing shorts on my phone, and then probably try to get back to uploading on this computer, that new one, in October. So anyway, thanks for listening to my rant. And if you like any of it, just leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you would like to. Thanks. See ya.